Hi guys, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, hope you had a great holiday, Hanukkah, holiday period. Back into the swing of it with a brand new triple deck reading for you guys. Um, I hope, I hope you had a good holiday season and everything went swimmingly. I had a good one. I caught up with family, some friends. Um, I worked all the way through, so I didn't exactly have a break. By the way, for any of my clients watching that wanted the end of year cleansing, they've all been completed. It's all been done, so you should be feeling that relief very soon. Um, I know it hasn't been the best start to the new year for a lot of people, but what I'm going to say to everybody out there is just give it a few weeks, everything will calm down. It's very turbulent just after at the beginning of a new year. So considering this is my first video for the year, just obviously I've changed things around a bit. There's more coming, so bear with me. I actually don't have a table in front of me to be able to put the cards down, so I've put each pile down on another desk. I've taken a photo of it. I've got it on my phone. Just if you see me looking down at my phone, it's just because I'm going to the next card. Not a permanent thing, but just for tonight. Also, I have some great plans for I'm not going to say the rest of the year because that's very long. I've got some great plans coming soon, so stay tuned. Okay, so tonight we have in honor of the new year, I've got some firework photos up from London, Sydney and Hong Kong. So this is the time where you choose which picture you're more drawn to, which fireworks you're more drawn to, and when I get to that pile, that reading is for you. So I should have the timestamps up here. Again, if you would like a full reading, by all means, all my contact details are around. Feel free to contact me. But having said all of that, let's get on with the video. Okay guys, if you chose London, this is your reading. Like I said in the intro video, I don't have a desk, so I've taken photos, they're on my phone, of each spread. Okay, so the overall card is a pretty generic one for the beginning of the year. It is the life lesson card, okay? So there's learning to be done. So I think that, again, at the beginning of the year, most people are in a mindset of New Year's resolution, or I'm going to change this, or I'm going to work on that. So yeah, that's basically what the learning card is about. It's time to try things a bit differently. It's a time to tackle those problems that you've been putting off. With life lessons, it's kind of like the universe keeps putting something in front of us. That's why we sometimes feel like we're going around in circles or in a rut. And it's kind of like if you don't learn that lesson, then it is a cycle. You go around in a circle until you learn that lesson. So if there's something that really needs to change in your life and you know it, you're hitting the same problem, the same type of people, the same sort of situations, it's time for a change. It's time to learn why this is happening to you. So at one point in my life, I was surrounded by users. Everybody was just out to use me for one thing or another. And I kept getting sick of that because I would meet new people and the same situation would happen. I'm like, what's going on? It's half their fault for being users, for being that sort of thing. But I had to turn around and go, well, what am I doing that's attracting this? What can I change to stop this? So one of the first things that I did was stop spending money. I wasn't going out of my way to spend money on people, but it was just kind of like when they were short of cash, here's $50, smokes, food, rent, whatever it was. And it got to the point where I was actually getting nothing back in return. At the time, it didn't bother me. It still doesn't bother me. If I give and I get nothing back, it's not right. That's not the way the universe works. It's 50-50. So if you are surrounded by people that you are giving all to and getting nothing in return, time to make some changes. Because at some point you have to step up, like I did, put your hand up and go, look, I'm partly to blame here because I'm allowing it in some way. I'm allowing it to happen. So a lot of soul searching is involved. It's not just about, okay, I'm not going to spend money on people. You've got to ask yourself, well, why am I such a good person and so drawn to be helping people and giving to people? and there could be validation issues there could be low self-esteem. The universe really is 50-50. You've got to be, if you're giving, you've got to be getting. It's just the way it works. Okay, so again, life lessons need to be learned. Now your spiritual path card here is upside down. That's the next card. So that's kind of scary because it is saying that you're not actually on the path that you're meant to be right now. So again, refer back to the first card, the life lessons and learning. There's changes that need to be made. And I think I feel like you're already well aware of that, but they need to be done. It's not just, I should change this or I need to do that. No, you need to actually do it. Okay? The prosperity card's here. So if you do make these changes and you find yourself changing track in life, whether it be work-wise, relationship, whatever it is, there's prosperity there. There's money, there's abundance, there's happiness, there's all good things coming for you, but you have to do the work in order to get there, okay? And sometimes life lessons can be hard, but if you don't, like I keep saying, if you don't pass those life lessons, you go around in a circle. And just beware, you might get over these problems and move on, and 6 months down the track the universe is going to throw a curveball at you about whatever this test is right now. Kind of like, okay, you think that you're over it, let's see, and they give you a temptation, and if you fall for that temptation, you go back to the bottom of the queue and have to go through that circle again because you clearly haven't learned. Don't stress, we all do it, it's human nature, but just a heads up, the universe does do that to us, and unfortunately I see a lot of people fail at the temptation and go backwards and they have to relearn their lessons again, okay? I've got the balance card here. It's upside down. Look, part of this is because of the energy at the beginning of the year and just getting over Christmas and starting again, the new year. Yep, we're kind of frazzled. But I feel like it's more deeper than that, than just the surface feelings of anxiety or stress or whatever. I feel like it's deeper. Like, fundamentally that there is something wrong in your life. There's something, it could be something that you feel is wrong with yourself. I'm not talking about health, but it could be, you know what, I'm a bit of a narcissist, or I'm too much of a control freak, or I really swear a lot, or I need to stop smoking. Whatever that is, there is something inside you that you're already kind of working on. You know about it, and this again is about change. You need to make these changes because that's why you're unbalanced. If part of you is going, look, I know I shouldn't be gambling my whole paycheck every week, now that you're aware, when you do go and gamble next time, it's gonna send you further off down the tilt. So it really is, now that you're aware of these problems, you really do need to work on that. Well, look, the card itself is about entities around you, energy around you, support. That this is actually saying there are people around you that are not only willing to help you, but also going to support you, have your back, and there's a lot of encouragement that's going to be coming. So it's kind of like everybody around you kind of knows that you need to make these changes, and they're willing to help and support you, okay? So don't feel like you're alone. We always feel like we're alone. In this day and age, every single person on the planet feels like they're alone. Even if you've got a partner or living with, you still feel isolated. That's just the psychology of the world at the moment, okay? Just know that there is support around you. I've got the elderly card here, and it's upside down. So look, these problems that you're going through, these changes, all of these issues, they're not long lasting, but I do feel like I need to say to you, look, you have a golden opportunity at the moment in your hands, okay? So you need to make these changes. You need to be proactive and gather that energy to go out there and make those changes, because these opportunities that you've got right now aren't going to be long lasting. Like, you're going to get tied back down in all the bullshit that the year has to offer, and these changes that you need to make are going to be lower and lower and lower priority. Okay, so you need to do it soon. You need to do it straight away. And the last card is very simple. It's the surrender card, upside down. Don't give up. Look, I had a conversation with a friend yesterday, but I was doing the psychic thing, and I was saying to him that this is his year to make some big changes, and he's going to, but he's one of these people. He said to me, it's like I play chess. I plan 3 steps ahead. I know that because I feel exactly the same way. But if we plan too far ahead in our head, what happens is we go, okay, well, I can do step A, no problem. I can do it right now. It'll take me 10 minutes. Step B, okay, that's going to take a couple of months to fix. But step C, I don't know what I'm going to do once I've got all of this together. And then because we can't figure out step C right now, we kind of, oh, well, what's the point of doing step A and step B? And we procrastinate. Wrong move. It's good to plan for the future, but even if you don't know how to do step C yet, start with step A, because once you start with step A, step B is more easy. You start to get that confidence and you build up that energy, and by the time you get to step C, the answer is going to be right in front of you. So don't procrastinate, don't think too far ahead. So if you want to own your own property, you want to own your own house, but you got $1,000 in the bank right now, how the hell am I going to do it? Yeah, that's great to have that plan, but work on, well, what can I do? Do I need to budget to track my money? Do I need a better paying job? How am I going to do this? Do I need to be more reasonable about, well, I want to buy in Sydney, it's ridiculous prices. Maybe I can buy in Queensland where the prices are cheaper. There are different ways of doing that, but you start with step A. Okay, well, I need to budget and work out, save as much money as I can. Step B is look at more income coming in, getting another job or a second job, whatever you need to do. But that's kind of what I'm saying. So it is saying don't give up, don't get frustrated, just start doing something. Okay, guys, I really hope that helped. If you do want a full reading, you know how to contact me. Otherwise, I will see you next week. Have a good one. I knocked my camera. I don't know if it's still the same. Anyway, hi guys. If you chose, what are we up to? Australia, Sydney, Fireworks. This is your reading. Now, as I said in the intro, I don't have a desk in front of me, so I've taken a photo of the cards. So if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my phone as the cards. The first card over is the work card upside down. It's kind of like, look, do not stress. A lot of people are worried about going back to work. Oh, I don't want to go back to work. Totally normal. You've had time off, holidays, all this stuff where, you know, it's always a bit hectic going back to work. Even the people that love their job and want to go back to work, can't wait for it, are also, you know, dragging their feet. So don't worry about work. Don't put stress on, oh, this is going to be shit and blah, 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 because it's actually not. Everybody's in the same boat. Everybody's feeling the same way. So it'll be a slow burn to get back into the swing of things. But like by the end of the first week, you'll feel like, unfortunately, but you'll feel like you haven't had time off, at which point you're like, okay, next Monday, fine, back to work, back in the swing of things, okay? Look, there is a bit of, I've got the authority card here. There is a bit of danger around you at the moment. And I don't mean, excuse me, look, I don't mean physical harm, danger, but this is the police card. It's the authority card. So it's kind of like, I feel like, look, this could be the parents, the partners, there just feels like that there's an issue arising where you may be doing something you shouldn't be, and there's a bit of danger around that. So if you're doing things, whether it's illegal or cheating on a partner or lying about whatever it is, stop it. Stop it, because you're about to get busted. Okay, so it's better now to stop and finalize all that and fix all your problems before you get busted, because it's going to be game over, okay? The next card is the illusion card, and it's upside down. And it's followed by the addiction card. So I do feel like that this is saying that there is a problem. There is something going on around you. It's not in your imagination. It's not something to dismiss. It is something that you need to deal with. Okay, so right now, I know I just talked about the authority card and danger and all that, but these cards are more talking about I think you're already aware of what problem I'm talking about. It could, I feel like somebody's being deceitful around you, and you're aware of it. Okay, so if you are feeling like you can't trust a person right now, then I'm going to say that you're probably right. There is something there that you need to investigate. There is something there that you need to look into. Yeah, the trust there's just no trust there. I would just say don't trust this person. They're hiding something from you. Okay, now whatever they're hiding may be about you. It may not be about you. I feel 80% of people watching it's going to be about you, but there is going to be 20% where it's not actually about you, but they're still lying and hiding something from you, which if you have any sort of a relationship with this person, be it a friend, a relative, or a loved one, partner, it's not cool. Like, they shouldn't be keeping the secret, okay? And even though it might not directly involve you, they still shouldn't be keeping the secret. You have a right to know what's going on, because it might not affect you directly, but it does involve you in some way, okay? The next card over is the travel card. So this is getting away from what I was just saying about the dangers. This is going back to the whole work thing, okay? So this is travel. This is like, keep moving. There's movement here. You're going to get past all of this shit. You got to move on. Now, in relation to the bad stuff, there is movement here where you can get past it. You can move on. This could be you deciding, like, look, I feel like you're cheating on me. You know, and they might go, yeah, I am, so what? And you're like, okay, I'm done, I'm moving on. So there is movement there, but it's your choice, okay? This is good movement. And I'm getting a thing about, you know, you don't have to wait 6 months for another holiday, you know? Take a couple of weeks, or take a couple of days in a few weeks, you know? Plan your holidays around the public holidays. So it is talking about still plan to look after yourself with a bit of a trip away. Okay, I've got the baby card here and it's upside down. This is kind of like, look, you know, we start the new year and we expect massive changes and like it's a fresh start. Yeah, great, things are going to be new, and this is like saying there is no new beginning at the moment. It's just kind of like continuation on where we were before Christmas, before the end of the year. Okay, which isn't always a bad thing. It can be a good thing, getting back into the I'm tongue-tied on this. Getting back to what you were doing, like getting back to riding that horse, you know? So yeah, it is kind of saying, look, don't expect any big miracles at the moment of brand new starts or brand new beginnings. It is kind of like, it's just back to the norm, basically. Now, the last card is the separation card, and it is upside down. So with this separation card being upside down, it's kind of, to me, it's kind of like letting you know. I'm not going to say that there's not going to be separation, because it's life. There is separation there. But I feel like that this is saying that there's not going to be any unforeseen separations. There isn't going to be you're about to get fired or your partner is about to break up with you. There's nothing unforeseen that I feel like that you need to worry about. This is kind of like, well, I would feel like if somebody's asking me the question, okay, well, what's ahead for me? Am I going to lose my job? Is my partner going to leave? There's nothing bad like that for you at the moment. Any sort of separation you're going to know about in advance. There's not any big, bad, scary surprises coming for you. And it is going to be something that you can handle. It could possibly be even separations that you initiate. But basically, what I'm getting from this card is don't be afraid that a big, bad surprise is going to bounce out of somewhere and you're going to end something. Okay? Look, guys, I really hope that helped. Welcome to the new year. If you do want a full reading, you know how to contact me. I hope that helped, and I will see you next week. Hi guys. Okay, so if you watch the intro video, you will I'm just reminding you that I don't have a desk in front of me to lay out all the cards, so I took a photo of your spread, which should be Hong Kong if you chose this, and I've got a photo of it beside me right now. So if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my phone, but for your reading. So before I get into it, I hope you guys had a great holiday, great start to the year. I know I know a lot of people haven't, and I'm starting to feel like you guys are the people that haven't had a good start to the year. Okay, so look, I've got the overall card for you is the sadness card, and it's upside down. So basically, this is actually a really good card. If you are going through the thick of it at the moment, insert meme, no joking. Those hard times are about to come to an end. It could be that you are suffering from some sorrow, some heartbreak, some sadness, depression, all of these things. I feel like you're at the end of that and you're about to politely getting over it. You're about to get over it, okay? So this is good. I feel like you're the ones that are doing all the work yourself, which is incredibly hard, as we all know, but I do feel like it is kind of like sometimes we wallow or we spiral, and it's kind of like we're doing it to ourselves. I'm not saying that that's what you guys are doing, but sometimes we wallow in it, and it's kind of like, well, that just sucks, and we just sit there and think about it, and then we get to that end point where we're like, you know what, this is doing me no good, I need to move on, otherwise I'm just not going to be happy. I'm not just, and I feel like that's where you guys are at that end part of, you know, I'm not going to let this get to me anymore and move forward. Okay. Now the first card out for you guys is communication, and it's upside down. So again, well, the first card was very positive. This card is kind of, it's not a positive or a negative card, but right now I'm getting a negative tone to it. I feel like that this is a lack of assistance in your current problem. I feel like that this is, I'm getting the word commitment, and I don't understand what that is. That's probably for, okay, yeah, sorry, that's for an actual client, Missy J, that I just read for yesterday. If you're watching, that's more about you. Okay, so this communication, I feel like it's, first of all, it's lack of support. It's lack of people helping you and giving you advice and do it. Again, I feel like you need to do this yourself. Look, I'm not going to beat around the bush this year. Some people I feel like may have burnt their bridges, may have complain too much to certain people and they're sick of hearing it. Unfortunately, that's human psychology. Both we do it and just whinge because we can't get past something, but also it's human psychology for the other person hearing the whinging. We all do it as well. I'm sick of hearing about this whinging from this person. I've got to pull back. So this is where I feel like you may be doing it on your own because there is a lack of assistance there. But that's not going to be forever. Once you start pulling yourself out of this ditch, out of this, you know, sorrow, people are going to be like, oh, you're actually doing something? Okay, well, I'm going to help then. Okay, so there is assistance coming, but it's not there at the moment, so be aware of that. I also feel like there's a lack of paperwork, a lack of, that could be where I was getting the commitment as well. Look, I don't know what this is, contracts, lack of locking something down, it being official. Okay, now I can't go any more into this because this is very specific and this is a general reading, so I can't really get into that for each and every person, so I'm going to leave that one there. Now I've got the autumn leaf card here, and this is about an ending. This is coming up to an ending, and there is something that is coming to an end. Okay, so again, I do feel like that we are talking about the sorrow, the sadness coming to an end, but there is that sorrow and sadness is there for a reason, and it could be that there is an ending tied into that. So it could be that you can see the writing on the wall as far as a friendship dying, or a relationship breaking up, or a job winding up. You know, there is an ending there somewhere, but it's still not the end. It's just the end of this one situation. So don't lose hope, because like there's a book on this card, and it's, you can write down your history. You know, it's not the end as in the end of the world or death or of you. It is, well, this door's closed, this door's opened. Okay. This is good. The next card is the succubus card. So this is the soul-sucking energy where we just can't, because just the thought of things drain us. This is people being around us that drain us. This is upside down, so it is saying that there, you know, I think you're going to be better to yourself, as in more caring about yourself, and you're going to not be draining that energy from yourself. It's more, you're going to be your own best friend and pat yourself on the back, and you can do this, which is what you need. So this is also advice. You need to be doing that. Okay. This is also, I feel like a little bit of isolation around you, where there aren't going to be even the negative people that are trying to suck your energy, because yeah, there's just that cone of silence around you, that isolation. Now, look, I've got the overseas card here, upside down. This is actually saying, look, I want to say, don't run away from your problems. You need to deal with them, otherwise they are going to blow up at a later date. Okay, so the overseas card is about movement and travel and getting really wet. So this is kind of like, well, fuck everybody, I'm packing up and I'm moving to the desert. I don't know why anybody would, but that's just my opinion. So you can't run from your problems, because your problems will follow you. They'll repeat in a basically identical form if you don't deal with your problems. Okay, so this is like, don't run away. It's not going to help. It's going to make the situation worse. So actually, if you're thinking about, well, fuck this, I'm just going to end it, you're not in the best headspace. You're getting there, but I'm telling you that there may be work that's needed for a better outcome for you. If you want to cut your nose off to spite your face, go, by all means, go for it, but you are going to fall flat on your face, because you're not going to have a nose anymore. You're just going to fall flat. Which is where I think that saying comes from. The next card over is a younger woman, and it's upside down. This is... Normally this is about you putting too much stress and pressure on yourself. We've already covered that with there's a lot going on for you, and you might be down on yourself at the moment, but that is going to change and you're going to be starting to pick yourself up. So we've covered all of that. So with this card being upside down, I feel like that this is kind of saying that there isn't a lot of freedom for you at the moment. You really don't have the flexibility or the freedom to just go and do whatever you want right now. It is time to buckle down and do what you need to do. We're on holidays. There are so many people that, I don't want to go back to work, I want to take another week off. I know you do, but you really can't, because you might not have holiday leave, and you have to get back to work because everybody else feels the same way. And that it's kind of one of those crappy situations where it's like, I don't have the freedom to do what I want to do right now. Okay, you may have the freedom in the next couple of weeks, the next couple of months, but right now you need to buckle down and do what you need to do. Be responsible and adult. We all hate adulting, but we have to do it. Okay, the last card is the conflict card. So it's kind of like there is a conflict brewing around you by no stretch of the imagination, but if you follow the advice that we've just been giving you, the guidance the universe is providing, you are going to avoid that conflict. You are going to be able to simmer and calm down the whole situation. It's going to be a lot better for you, and for everybody involved, you're going to be a lot better off. Okay, basically do what's right. If you start doing what's wrong, there's going to be a big now the conflict might actually, just on that, the conflict might not actually be with a person or a situation. It might just be bang, everything starts to fall apart for you. So you've really got to be get off on the right foot for the year, and put in some hard work, and you're going to get there. Okay, it's going to be very beneficial for you. So it's kind of like, do you want a happy life or a crappy life? You choose. And that's literally what you're choosing right now. Okay guys, I really hope that helped. I'm sorry that you guys seem to get the negative reading for tonight. I don't know why there's always one. But don't give up, because it's not long lasting. Okay, if you do want a full reading, by all means you can contact me. Otherwise, I shall see you next week. Have a good one, guys.